Alright guys, we got some brand new details that were recently confirmed by The Hollywood Reporter in regards to what exactly was going on with the first attempt to reboot Blade in the MCU. So let's go over the story and what it would have been. So what we are talking about here is the first version of Blade, which they started casting for and were shaping up to shoot, and then a couple weeks before the film was set to shoot, the original director walked away. So we're talking about a version that's, well, years removed at this point, almost like 2.5 years. So there's definitely an element of this that we're never going to see, if any of this is even retained in whatever the latest version is. So first and foremost, they do confirm that the film was set in the 1920s, and the entirety of the film was a period piece. Now, according to their report and some other ones we've heard, this was still retained in later iterations of the film. Even when the original writers and the early on writers and pitches were removed, and when a new director came on, they were still sticking with a film set in the 1920s, but this didn't pan out. And what the film would have featured was Blade, along with his daughter, who is very much recent in the comics, and you can see how they were trying to line up that synergy, but obviously the film did not come out, and is not coming out for a long time, if ever, at this point. And the idea is that he is protecting his daughter from the villain who is after her because she wants Blade's daughter's blood. This villain would have been played by Mia Goth, and her role would have been sort of as a first-time villain working for somebody else, apparently, and she would have been a amalgam version of the character of Lilith, aka the mother of demons, and they would have kind of found a way to make her, again, an amalgam of a couple of different characters that sort of serve the same purpose in the darker occult side of the Marvel Comics universe. Now, on top of this, they were so far along with production that a major train sequence and set were all pre-designed, and they knew the visuals and everything. They were getting ready to shoot that action sequence first with the full train and everything already fully assembled for this giant action sequence, but since they're not doing it, that's actually expected to be used for another Marvel production, and it's just sitting there waiting. So now we kind of know what direction the film would have gone in, and honestly, I don't see why you still can't make this film. Like, everything is here. Everything sounds good. Blade hiding with his daughter, vampires and other creatures are re-emerging. Turns out it's Lilith raising them and trying to assemble an army to get Blade because they need his daughter's blood. He's protecting her. I mean, it all sounds like it's here. I don't see what needs to be changed. But again, we'll talk about whatever happens when it happens, I suppose.